So hello everybody and welcome to today's JV matchup between the Hornell Lady Raiders Junior Varsity and the Falconer Lady Golden Falcons JV team. I'm Bob Peischer, broadcasting from the Maple City Dodge broadcast booth here to start the 2022 campaign for Hornell High School, and I'm sure this is Falconer's first game too, I'm assuming. Don't know much about the JV squads on both sides. Obviously we don't do a lot of JV games, but today for our friends from Falconer, we decided we would bring you some JV action here. Hornell in the red, Falconer in the white. I do not, because this was a last-minute decision as well to do the JV game, I do not have the roster for Falconer JVs. I do have that was sent over to me just a few minutes ago. They actually brought it up for Hornell, but it's in alphabetical order, not in number order, so it'll be a few seconds to kind of familiarize myself with the Hornell squad. Now, and there is rain on the way, and those that live in Falconer, I'm sure you just had it hit your area because it's coming from the west. So we'll kind of keep you updated on that. It looked like it's going to straddle between the JV game and the varsity game. So hopefully it will not interrupt any kind of gameplay because it does look like it's quite heavy and there is lightning involved. Welcome all those again from watching from our friends to the west in Falconer. Love that area. Of course, Western New York as a whole, even this area in Hornell is a beautiful area, especially today's a warm day. It's 92 degrees right now. And thank God for the breeze because I have done games before to start the season off where it's been 95 and no wind at all. So kind of lucky here. Along the far side. Oh, nice takeaway. It was Reagan Evingham, number 13. What a superstar she has become in such a young age. Also on the offsides. Also on the basketball team. Reagan Evingham, only an 8th grader. Inbounds on the far side for Falconer. I want to thank the athletic department there at Falconer for giving me the varsity, and I apologize, I should have asked for JVs as well, the lineup, but it wasn't a game we were planning on doing until later today. Apparently we have an injury. Substitution, and it looks like well, hold on a second here. Yeah, it looks like they only have one substitute on the Falconer team. So injuries, they have no one to come off the bench now if she's unable to return. I hope she's all right. Out of bounds on the near side. It's going to be a Hornell throw-in. That's number 9, Riley Harwood. Ella White battles for it. I'm going to try to give you the numbers too, so you know to follow along who is on the camera. The Ella White is number 5. Reagan Evingham, number 13. We mentioned about her. Rachel Holbrook is number 10. Maddie Connor, number 11. Zira Mayer is number 1. Maya Burns is number 3. Molly Halley is number 2. Of course, Hornell does have a deep bench, as you can see over there. Hornell soccer program is extremely successful. That's for those that are watching from Falconer. Hornell varsity did lose in the championship of Section 5. Last year, going 16-3 on the season. Lost that game 2-0, which is a heartbreaker. Staying Hornell's way. Ooh, a nice little give and go, but still in the hands of Harwood. Riley Harwood, number 9 on the near side. She gets a little push. Good no call, though. Harwood was, well. Nice stop. The wind kind of for a disadvantage for the goalkeepers today, because you can hear it on my mic and I'm undercover. That's how windy it is out here. Nice job back on D. That's Maddie Connor. Still not clear. Still in the Hornell zone. Good job coming up for the Lady Golden Falcons goalkeeper. And offsides, yeah, that's something the coach is going to use the film to. You kind of want to hang around the defender a little bit, but you don't want to be that wide open, because once the ball's kicked that way, it's going to be an offsides, and that's exactly what the call was. I think she knew it too, right, when the ball started heading, but she said, maybe I can get away with it. Still 0-0 on the John N. Dagan scoreboard. I want to thank all our advertisers. This is, without our advertisers, we would not be able to bring you today's games. Varsity coming up after this, the Falconer Lady Golden Falcons and Hornell Lady Raiders. Carries out of bounds. Hornell with the throw-in. Got a full slate of sports coming your way this fall. Again, want to thank our advertisers. Without them, we would not be able to bring this. Strobel Supply in Hornell. I want to thank Strobel's, located at the Shawmut Industrial Park. That's Strobel Supply. Oops. Oh, windy enough to blow my full bottle of water out of the window here. Offsides by Hornell that time. Number 5, L.L. White. Number 5, that is, L.L. White. Caught with the penalty. Up front. Evingham looks around, sends it in. Nice stop. Beautiful diving save that time. That was one of the ones I think Reagan would want back. She'd want to carry it in just a little bit more maybe. And I'm not sure because they list both goalkeepers for Hornell. I'm not sure which goalkeeper that is. That's either Adie Schmidt or Elisa Haley. I have to look at her a little closer and see if she's a Haley or not. She's a Haley. Her brother, a very successful pitcher for Hornell last year, pitched for the Hornell Steamers this year. Because of the heat, the New York State Public Athletic Association does have a stoppage of play at the 20-minute mark. Look at the speed. Oh, goodness. Take it all the way in. Take it further. Oh, and that's just way to go. That was my mistake. I didn't see her coming out playing defense that time like that. That was a great play by the Lady Falcons goalkeeper that time, is closing the gap. Beautiful play. I'm saying taking it a little closer to take a shot, but she came out and closed the gap, so she probably should have maybe kind of tried to hit it over her a little bit, but nice play on both ends. Still alive down there. No one from Hornell in the area as this Falconer tried to hit it away. Oh. That's one thing Hornell looks just by, you can tell here early on, Hornell's got a lot of speed as they're able to outrun both offensively and defensively any kind of threat that Falconer has had so far. Don't forget to give us a like. You're watching on YouTube. This is a Peisch Sports presentation of Lady Raider Sports, Section 5 Sports as well. Another week of summer vacation for most of these schools. A couple of my friends who live down south, their kids are already have started class, so we're kind of lucky up here. I don't know if it's lucky or not. They get out, I think, earlier as well. Plus, I think they have air conditioning in their schools. Up here you don't. You have air conditioning in the gyms. I know we do, and in the auditoriums, but the classrooms do not. I think if they ever built a brand new school, which it would never do, this school is not that old, but they would put air conditioning in the whole school. Besides just the... Oh, I didn't see an offside. Is he calling offsides there? I just didn't see it, but he very well might have. Or could have been. Now, all you have to be is a thumb's length off sides, and they'll notice it. So it might likely be a good call there. Evingham on the far side, a little give and go. Oh, oh, beautiful job. That's number 17 for Hornell, Mara Cork. It's Mara Cork. I want to make sure I say her name right. And I apologize to those from Hornell, too. Like I said, this is the first time calling their names, a lot of them, unless they played JV basketball last year. So 1-0 on the John and Dagan scoreboard as Hornell takes the lead. Again, Bob Peischer broadcasting from the Simmons and Rockwell Ford Nissan dealership broadcast booth. A little bit of a collision on the other side there. Again, 92 degrees right now on the temperature chart here. Can you call it a temperature chart? Centered. And it's going to be kicked for a corner kick. Kicked out of bounds by Hornell. Corner kick for the Lady Falcons. Again, like I said, don't forget to give us some likes on YouTube. Also subscribe. Don't forget the varsity game coming up after this. And it looks like we're going to have another year without ball boys and ball girls. Tell you what they should do. Nice shot. Oh. What they should do is give community service credit for it, or pay them. A lot of schools, they have paid ball boys or ball girls on the sidelines. It's just something, especially for varsity. Of course, this is JV, not familiar of how they do varsity yet when it comes to ball personnel, but it's something it bothers me. I've been doing this for 33 years, and I'm sorry. This starts my 34th year of streaming or televising Hornell sports. Don't forget you can watch replays on Spectrum Cable as well, Peisch TV on Spectrum Cable. I just thought there's so many times when a team is down to 1-0 or something, when there's only a few minutes left in the game and the clock just keeps on ticking when they've got to go try to fetch a ball. It just takes away opportunities in certain moments. Early on, I'm not that big of a deal, but especially when there's a few minutes left in each half, there should be a ball personnel on the field to collect balls. So, just my opinion. Nobody listens to me. Up front. Tried to sneak through. And they are definitely calling a water break. And just before we take a look at anything, you can see the dark clouds starting to move their way in. We do get weather from the west, so unless it's a nor'easter or whatever. Sobel Supply in Hornell. I want to thank them at 40 Shawmont Industrial Park, 324-1721. I want to thank everybody at Strobel Supply. There's Dr. Andrew Wilhelm at 385-3740, sports medicine physician. First Heritage Federal Credit Union. Open a Casasa checking account that pays you. Earn cashback rewards. Foreign ATM fees refunded. Do you Casasa? I do. Right next to the Hornell High School Stadium facility. Of course, there's Dagan Funeral Home, 38 Church Street. Cremation service is only $16.95 at the Dagan Funeral Home. I'm not sure where everyone's leaving the field. I wonder if it's because of lightning. That's exactly what happened. There's Home Health Care Services, provides compassionate in-home health care at the privacy of your very own home, 324-4142. I want to thank Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorney's offices in Buffalo, Rochester, New York City. Call 585-262-COMP for Connors and Ferris. Your overhead door company of Canastilla Valley is right here in Hornell. Jim Oyer. Commercial, residential, agricultural doors from nothing but the best at the Overhead Door Company of Canastille Valley. The Ryan Agencies, Hornell, Jasper, and Wellsville. 3 great locations to serve you better. Thanks, Jeff Ryan at the Ryan Agencies. Simmons and Rockwell Ford, top-notch sales service, and Simmons and Rockwell Nissan, 324-4444. Log on to Simmons and Rockwell Nissan of Hornell.com for a complete look at their entire inventory. MysticMedia.com, your small business digital success partner, web development, search optimization, blog content, and so much more. Log on to MysticMedia.com. Mystic Media. Butler Excavating and Concrete, City View Towing, Transport, and Auto Repair, 324-7400. Thanks, Brian and Sue Butler at Butler Excavating and Concrete and City View Towing, Transport, and Auto Repair. John and Dagan, General and Trial Practice, proudly serving the Southern Tier since 1989. Call 324-6690. Thanks, John, for all your support over the years. My advertiser who's been on the longest. Green Manufacturing Industries, supplying goods, technical services, and consulting, as well as new and overhaul components to the Transit Authority since 2006. Thanks, Gray Manufacturing. Wine Chiropractic Associates, over 30 years experience of lower back pain, neck pain, headaches, all your spine care needs. Call Dr. John Wine and Dr. Rich Kowski at Wine Chiropractic, 324-7246. Now hiring qualified HVAC, that is, and plumbing techs, competitive pay based on experience. Call Gilio's Plumbing, 382-0836. And Dr. Pat Pico, MD, 15 Lotus Street, 585-596-4129. Italian Villa in Hornell, one of the great Italian restaurants in the area. Stop into the Italian Villa, 324-6063. Look at the beautiful and lovely dishes they have there at the Italian Villa. Ed's Computer Sales and Service. Need a new computer, one repaired? It's Ed's Computer Sales and Service, 324-6424. Also do networks and security systems. Ed's Computers Sales and Service. Reggie Gambino, your licensed real estate salesperson, located in Hornell, 382-3052. Thank you, Reggie, for all your support over the years. Reggie Gambino and Howard Hand. What a great combination. And Dr. Joseph McKay, 44 Genesee Street in Horn, helping you achieve new heights in wellness. He's a professor of nutrition and a professional natural bodybuilder. Thanks, Dr. Joseph McKay at Apex Chiropractic and Farmers Insurance, your local Farmers Insurance. There's Amy Graham. Thank you, Amy. 385-3434. She knows a thing or two because she's seen a thing or two. Amy Graham. So if you're just joining us, they do have a lightning in the area, so they are going to take everyone left the field. And we are going to stay here. The stream is gonna stay on, but for now I'm gonna sign off the air, so there will be no me, which you'll probably enjoy, a little silence. But we'll come back on as soon as we get clear. I think it's a 20-minute, 15 to 20-minute lightning break where you're not allowed to do anything, I guess. So we'll get back to you shortly. Again, if you're trying to watch the girls' JV game, we're under a lightning delay. I apologize, my graphic for that is not up for inclement weather. They had everyone clear the stands because of lightning in the area. And just like most sports facilities, the stands are all metal, even though Hornell is one of the few facilities that has a roof on it for high school. And actually, which is nice, you can see our, I guess in the corner you can see that's the baseball facility has a roof as well. Although it's so high, it really doesn't protect anyone. I can't shut the ads off. I guess I could. Hold on just a second here. There's the baseball facility. When I was in high school, that's where we played football in that stadium, and they kept it and kept the baseball facility here. And this was just simply a track and for soccer. And Hornell, back in 1988, became the first high school in New York State to have artificial surface, artificial turf. The old AstroTurf back then, remember, it was like sandpaper. I had already just graduated, and then put the art. This is the third turf they have put on the field. Obviously, because it only was supposed to last like 10 years before you got to replace both the track and the turf. And when they did it right. It was Bob Codispoti was our athletic director back then, and got the funding, and absolutely amazing. Did a great job, and one of the best facilities. They had the New York State track champions here at one time, championships. The problem is the track is only 6 lanes, so now schools are putting in the 8-lane track, so it's a little different. You need 8 lanes, and they were because they kept some of the facility here, they couldn't put the extra 2 lanes in, I guess. I don't know why, but that was the excuse. They should have put 8 lanes instead of just the 6, but can't remember what the exact reason was, but again, if you're just joining us, we are under, and you can see how dark it is out, under a lightning and rain watch. We have had lightning and thunder so far here, so it is an issue, and that's why they had people clear the stadium, even though the stadium is undercover, and it is, I'm sure, set up for lightning strikes, but we don't want to take any kind of chance. Hornell does have, they did replace the lighting a few years ago too, which is nice. They put LED lighting in. Pretty amazing technology. The LED lighting, it flashes and stuff when there's goals scored. You'll see it probably in varsity if Hornell does score a goal. You'll see the flashing of the lights and stuff like they have in professional sports leagues and colleges and stuff, high schools and stuff now. Oh, it's getting dark. And you can see the wind. Wow. This is the windiest I have ever felt it here.
Are we safe up here?
Just get on the wood.
On the wood?
Yep. No water, no raindrops yet. And I'm sure Falconer got it worse than us, to be honest with you, because it looked like it started to dissipate a little bit on its way here from that area. Oh, there you go. You can see the rain now falling. So it is coming off in the distance. But that was the funny thing. Hornell is the way the valley is here, it's just strange because it rains a lot around us and doesn't rain here. And I'm going to sign off for just a second to close these doors because it's getting bad here. But stay with us, and hopefully we'll get things going shortly. Again, if you're waiting for the JV game here, we had some lightning, and as you can see, there's some thunder. And like I had mentioned, for those that are just joining us, I'm sure those in Falconer area know what was headed our way, because it does come from that way, from the west. But an interesting fact just behind that is a lot of, especially in the last several years, any rain that comes our way, I want to say 9 times out of 10, but 7 times out of 10, it dissipates before it gets to Hornell. It won't rain as hard as it may be in other areas. It just seems to finally evaporate. Maybe it's because it's been so dry out. I don't understand the whole weather portion of it, but it just seems we miss. That's why we have had a horrible time here with crops and the golf courses and stuff. Just been extremely brown. And then you can see just the changing of the wind. I may have to go off the air temporarily because the rain does seem to be kind of coming into the booth here. Just a light rain so far. Looks like it, like I said, it hit. Like there's a hill over there, but you can't even see it now. Those that have been watching. The rain has just totally engulfed the hills around us. We're here. It kind of split us. And looking at the radar, it's raining to the north of us and to the south of us right now, so kind of lucky. Looks like there's even more to come, even worse stuff. So, just for those that are watching, like I said, and you can come back, just keep the stream will go off, but so it'll just look at circling there, looking for information. So I'm going to stop sending the information to YouTube, just to protect this equipment, and it'll come right back on this same stream. Unless they decide to just cancel the JV game and bring you varsity, and the varsity games scheduled for 7 o'clock. And I know a lot of times, just because doing this for a number of years, because of weather, I know they have either postponed or just eliminated the JV game altogether and went to the varsity just because of the reason that Falconer is so far away. And we don't want the girls, anybody, to be driving, past midnight, 1 o'clock when they get home. It's just not fair to them. So we'll see how they handle that portion of it. It stopped raining now, but it looks like it's gonna get worse. This the National Weather Service says there's a marginal risk of severe weather today in your area. Marginal. What's that mean? The big thing is the temperature really hasn't dropped. It's still 90 degrees here in Hornell. Feels like 92. Let me get a shot of my phone here to kind of give you where we're at. If it'll work, where are the blue dots? See, and it's coming. So according to this, it hasn't even hit us, and it says 508, which it is 510. So the last update was 508, and it still hasn't hit Hornell yet. Let me press advance so we see what happens here the next. So you can see at 7 o'clock it'll finally start leaving. See how it just kind of dissipates? It's that's the way it always is, seems like, for because it is, and you might say I don't know what I'm talking about, and maybe I don't, but it's always funny when you go 5 to 10 miles south of here or 5 to 10 miles north of here. During the driest part of the season, they had greenery. We didn't. It was just strange how it just kind of separates, and it's happened several years like that, where it just kind of leaves us alone. We need the rain. Actually, one of my very good friends is a farmer. Relies on water, obviously, and I also have good friends that own the 2 golf courses that are here. So I think I am going to stay on unless it starts pouring. There's the athletic director, John Carnamone. He does a great job for safety. You can hear him yelling at one of the kids get back inside and taking any chances here. Both schools have entered the gymnasium, so I'm pretty sure I see the Falconer bus, but I think it's empty. I think both the JVs and varsities for both teams have gone into the school. So I'm going to sign off for a little bit, and we are going to stop the stream. Like I said, if you're watching, it will look like you're not getting anything, but come back to this link, come back to the stream, and we'll be back on live with you hopefully as soon as we can, and we'll give you an update whenever we can. So. Okay, we're back at it. Now the sun's out. I'll give a good shout out to Nancy Corretto. Nancy's watching her granddaughter, Sylvia. Did I say Silva? That was the actor. Oh, just wide right. Now, my mother's name was Sylvia, but it was Sylva. This Sylvia. Look at that. Because he got the gloves on. Hard for them to tie the shoes. What they're going to do for halftime is just do a minute halftime, or so they won't play a full 10-minute, or won't take a 10-minute halftime, just so you guys know when you're watching here. Gets through. A new regime has taken over the concession stand down here. Like I said, Hornell does have beautiful facilities, and the concession stand's always been lacking, and now went down. They actually have grilled cheese sandwiches in the concession stand, pizza and hot dogs and all the usual staples, but I thought I've never seen grilled cheese before. And I had to say it was quite tasty. Hornell to inbounds. It's Bella Phillips with the throw in, but kicked right back out. This game will remain on demand right on Peisch Sports YouTube channel, so you can always refer back to it. Just go to the Hornell JV Soccer playlist, and it'll be on there. If you'd like to order a digital download, there are $25. You can have your own digital download of the game for history. But you'll be given a link to download, so it's the high definition version. Going to be a corner kick. Ella White doing the honors. Yeah, I was going to say, Ella, she's kicking with her right foot. And it bounces in. I didn't see who did it, unfortunately. That's the disadvantage of JVs over varsity, except for today's game. We're not doing it, but we have instant replay and stuff for varsity games. Actually, I may be able to still do it, but we'll use a camera on the ground, and it'll be closer to the action than this camera, but we'll have instant replays and stuff coming up, like we did for the Collegiate Baseball League this summer. I heard the girls from Falconer saying, "What a beautiful! That's awesome. I wonder if that's their cafeteria or whatever in there, and where all the stained glass windows." And nope, it's actually just a big meeting room with the library on the first floor. And I've only been in it once. I don't know how often it's used or whatever, but oh, nice defense that time. Going to go out of bounds. Bella Phillips. My niece is Bella. Bella means beautiful in Italian. I have a niece and nephew, and that's it. My niece is Beverly Bella, and my nephew is Benjamin Franklin. And he's 20, going on 21 years old, and that's because my sister and brother-in-law owned 3 newspapers, and Naples Record, Honeyway Herald, and the Victor newspaper. So they wanted to name their son after someone that was in the newspaper business, the historically famous Benjamin Franklin. His last name is obviously Fowler. That's his middle name is Franklin. Goes to Mercyhurst. Ooh. Yeah, I want to thank everybody from Falconer and around that area for joining us today. Varsity action was scheduled for 7 o'clock tonight, and that's a different link, just so you know. But you just come back to this Pike Sports on Facebook page, and it'll be the one that's live on there. Section 5, which we're in, actually has a link with an actual page with all the information on it, and that's where usually people will go around here to find if games are being live streamed or not. But I did send the athletic department of Falconer the information and the links to be able to watch this. Hopefully they are watching it. Oh, nice defense. I guess I was talking to someone during the rainstorm that like we saw the whiteout on the hills there of rain, and I guess they are having a little bit of flooding issues south of us. Canisteel, Troopsburg down that way. Anytime it comes down so hard, so quick, especially because how dry it's been, you don't get the soaking in as much. It's actually, we didn't get hit with, like I said, the rain here, but it's always nice because this field has drainage. And when they did this, like we said years ago, they also, and I showed you the baseball facility over there, they put drainage in that too, so that's actually just natural grass, but they actually put a drainage system in and watering system in too, so it wasn't that bad for the collegiate team this year, the Hornell Steamers. The grass was relatively green because it was watered. Should be a substitute, right? It's a red throw-on. How come there's a girl waiting? I don't think the official sees her. Crossing. There's the baseball stadium, if you're just joining us, what I was talking about. Used to be the old football stadium, and they kept it. Hornell boys baseball losing in the sectional semifinals. Nice takeaway. Over to the near side now. That's where you almost got to pass the ball. You got too many defenders over there. Look at the speed. Nice defense. Just a great job by the goalkeeper. Like I said, I apologize. This game we weren't going to do, and I didn't have the rosters available for this JV team from Falconer. I have a offside. You can't stand still there. That's why a lot of people say, why don't you do modified games? Why don't you do all this? I said, you can't. I mean, it's just, from me, and this is what I do full-time, video production and streaming and stuff, I said it's too hard to try to track down rosters, and just like JVs, there wasn't a JV roster available. I had to call the, like they do varsity. Varsity has the websites and stuff. It has all the lists of everything, height, weight, age, number. Keep chasing. Where JVs and lower, it's hard to get those type of rosters and stuff. And luckily enough, I was able, and I got a response right away from the Falconer AD and the assistant that they got my notification and sent it over. It's also tough at the beginning of the year too, because teams are making cuts and they didn't quite have the jerseys and stuff in yet, the numbers. So finally Friday they sent me over the roster. And it was alphabetical instead of numerical. So I went through and typed it up myself and put it in. Oh, cutting! Oh no, she didn't cut through. She stopped. It's going to go out of bounds. Hornell with a golden opportunity. No. That's Delaney Thompson for Hornell. I don't know if she was being yelled at or. I think that she was just down. They were saying where to put the ball. Not Delaney. She doesn't get yelled at. I know in the past, I think Hornell traveled to Falconer last year. Nice play. For those from Falconer that don't know much about Hornell, we're the 7th smallest city in New York State. Built on, as most communities are, built on the railroad, and the railroad has still a big part of the city, but not the, thousands of people that worked for the Erie Railroad years ago. Now we do high-speed trains. So if you ride the Amtrak high-speed train, it can go over. I guess it goes 160 on the tracks that are built down there between New York or between Washington and Boston, but it can go over 200 miles an hour. This train, and that's what we do. One of the big industries here in Hornell is that's what's one of them. There's a lot of other industries around here. It's going to go to bounds and keep going. Substitutes coming in. As per famous people from Hornell, there's the actor Bill Pullman, who played the president in Independence Day. He was in Casper and TV show The Sinner recently, and had a long, storied career. I think he's like 69 years old now. He's getting older. And son, Lewis Pullman, played Bob in the newest Top Gun movie. That's his kid. Centered, and a stop by Haley. Bill Pullman still has a house here. Bums the area quite a bit. Just over 3 minutes left here in the first half. For those just joining us, we had a lengthy rain, thunder, and lightning. More lightning, I should say, than anything, because they'll play in the rain. It got extremely windy, and especially, like we said, we're in a metal building. The stadium is metal, and it has a roof on. You can see that's obviously the metal, one of the metal parts right there, the overhang. Oh. Nobody on the wing over there. It's going to be a throw-in. It looks like Ella White is making chase as some substitutions come in. And there's a score. Beautiful set by Evingham that time. And on the score is Maura Cork. Oh, should have challenged her and let that go out of bounds as the clock ticks down. And that's the end of the first half. 3-0 Hornell. JV, don't forget varsity coming up. It's supposed to be scheduled at 7 o'clock, but I don't think it'll be 7 o'clock. In fact, I know it won't, because I'm going to take a short break here for, they're not going to take a full 10 minutes. I guess that's what he's signaling. 4 minutes, 4-minute break. So we'll take a commercial break.
The Ryan Agencies, your locally invested independent insurance agency. The Ryan Agency supports your hometown. Unlike online insurance companies based thousands of miles away, the good people at the Ryan Agencies live and invest here, consistently supporting hundreds of local organizations. The Ryan Agencies, your hometown supporter and source for all things insurance.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan Agency.
Do you or someone you know have a sports injury? An expert team is now available at St. James Hospital. Our sports medicine team treats a wide range of orthopedic conditions for people of all ages. We offer surgical and non-surgical options, as well as rehab to help you recover as quickly as possible. Whether you're a serious athlete, weekend warrior, or dealing with aches and pains of daily life, our expert team is here for you. Let us help you get back in the game.
So we're at halftime here. It's 3-0 Hornell. Let's see if we can sneak through and see how the camera gets close up. There you go. There's your There's Falconer, head coach, JV. Hornell. That's Jimmy Dagan. Jimmy played boys soccer here in Hornell. Was the goalkeeper, a very good one. You can see the wind. There's head coach Mike Wilkinson. There's the flag. Both flags are blowing the same. They're in the back. Oh, there's another flag where the armory is. New York State Armory. That's what street I live on, where the Army is. I said I have one of the best views in the world. As I can see, can you see the top of my house? Let's see here. Yep, there's my house, the one in the red. It needs a paint job on the back. I'm working on it. New heating system put in, kitchen, bathroom. Beautiful cloud structure here. Speaking of Independence Day, looks like that cloud that the mothership comes out of, one of them. So we'll take another quick break. We'll be back.
Laura and I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of our veterans, especially those who have served or are currently serving overseas.
Here at the Dagan Funeral Home, we take pride in serving the funeral needs of our veterans. We can arrange military services and, if desired, burial in a VA cemetery. We will provide an American flag, a veteran's cemetery marker, and can also apply for military death benefits.
The Dagan Funeral Home, 5 generations of the Dagan family serving our veterans.
Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Okay, so welcome back. Hornell Lady Raider JVs versus the Falconer Lady Golden Falcons JV. 3-0 Hornell. I'm Bob Peischer, broadcasting from the Maple City. No, I'm sorry. Let me do that again. From the Simmons and Rockwell Nissan broadcast booth. Another Peisch Sports presentation of Section 5 Sports, and we welcome our Section 6 counterparts. Not really counterparts. I mean, they're not rivals. It's always fun. Hornell does play in the Olean tournament in both boys and girls soccer every year. I know Hornell's played Falconer before in boys soccer. In girls, I guess they did play there last year. I've never been to Falconer. I've been to Jamestown. And I've seen the sign. Yeah, Falcons direct kick. Hornell in the red. Falconer in the white. Centered. Following, Effingham launches it. Still not out of there yet. And it's going to make it out of bounds. Good defense by the Lady Falcons. Oh, look at the speed. Oh, go with your left next time. It's one of my pet peeves. I know they're kids, but I just, you're only going to get better if you try it. And how many times they try to stop just like that. Instead of shooting with the left, they have to stop. And even though it might not be a hard shot, you're only going to get better for it. Only because I did coach for 23 years. I coached basketball. But always try to get the kids, the right-handed kids, to make sure go left. I don't care how bad you miss or whatever when you're shooting and dribbling or whatever you're doing. Just try it, especially at this level. It's worth the shot. Nice move. Get back on. Stay on the sides. I always say they should eliminate the onsides. Of course, when it comes, I don't know, but even like in professional, because of course I'd rather see the score 19-17 or something like that. Of course, there'd be a lot of delay, and the game would take a lot longer because they stopped the clock. But nice. Oh, and just a little bit too far, but nice boot. Just unfortunate went to. But keep practicing that. Nothing but, and I've only seen it twice in the 33 years I've been doing soccer where someone has actually scored directly on the corner kick where it bent it like Beckham or whatever. And it didn't touch anybody else and went into the goal. And both times it was here in this stadium. Not that it hasn't happened other places, obviously, in games that involved Hornell, but it was really amazing to see something like that. You can see the clouds of kind of disappearing. This is called Maple City Park where we're at now because for years there was horse racing here. It was always a park, and obviously when the population was 5 times as it was now, it is now, they had fairs and different events. A plane actually landed here, and it's a famous lady. I can't remember the name, unfortunately, but she has a, there is a plaque, a monument, one of those New York State monuments that commemorate the landing of her plane. It was a female in this park, and then back in the late 50s, early 60s, they decided to build this, and it opened in 1963, this school. And it has expanded and expanded, and it's funny, every once in a while I'll have someone, hey, can I buy the 1989 football game or whatever that I filmed from this exact spot. That's how long I've been doing it. This is my 34th year. And just to see the difference, the first year that this stadium was built. It's more funny because, well, they actually have taken them down, but the trees, these trees are second generation. The other ones got too big that they have there. And that tree was planted, the red maple, I think that is, was just a sapling or whatever you want to call it. Not a sapling, but what do you call the small trees there? But anyways, and now that's how much that's grown in 34 years. the school's almost doubled in size too as well, in the sense of they've added sections onto it. Been some memorable moments we had back. It was a football game, and one thing I always bring up, for the first 13 years that I did football here, every single home football game, varsity, it never rained, which just sounds amazing to me. You know, even say it, but it's true. It never rained, and then the first time it did rain, they had to postpone the game at halftime and pick it up the next day against Livonia. Because it was lightning and horrible. I go, wouldn't you know it? The first time, you would think it would sprinkle or something. It never did on a Friday. Of course, they play through rain no matter what anyways. But even at away games, it would rain. It was strange to be that long without it raining on a game. Ever since then, it's happened quite a lot, but I don't know how true it is, but like we talked about, for those that are just joining us, that this was the first high school, public high school in New York State to have artificial turf back in 1988. That they wanted to put a dome up. Well, I don't know if it was one of just the blow-up ones you see that a lot of places use now for sports or what. And it was in the discussion, I guess, to do that for other facilities. And, you you could actually have games inside and stuff, but I'm glad they didn't. Here we go. Nice try. She tried with the left. Mariana. Now it's Marionna. Mariona? There's a Mariana. I'm guessing it's just Mariana Colson. There's a lot of names on these. I wish I did have the Falconer JV team's name. It's just there's no Susan, no Lisas. It's all Maura, Adie, Chloe, Delaney, Bella, Riley, Maylee. I'm just simple. I'm just Bob. You can spell it backwards. Ooh. Ooh, we gotta be careful. That didn't sound good, Reagan. Hope she's alright. No, that wasn't Reagan, I'm sorry. So the 3, that was Maya Burns, M-Y-A-H. Something, it sounded like they might have hit shin guards or something, because it just. Now this is what I was told. If you're just joining us in the beginning, now there are 2, unless they're substituting in. They were short-handed. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Yeah, so There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hornell has 11 players on the field. Falconer only has 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 if you include the goalkeeper. And you should. I didn't stop my clock. I apologize. Nice hustle by Sylvia Corretto. Been a long history of Corretto athletes here. Older sister Stella plays on the varsity team coming up. And she also has an older sister that plays on Alpha University. Soccer. Father is Mickey Corretto, graduated high school with me. Good athlete. Although I do remember on JV's, oh, there's a handball. JV football, he kicked off, and on the opening kickoff at Notre Dame High School, broke his ankle on the kickoff. I don't think when he was kicking the ball. I think it was when he was in on the tackle. Sounds more masculine that way. Nice try. Again, don't forget varsity coming up. About 15 minutes after this game ends. It's a different stream altogether, so don't forget you can just come right back to Peisch Sports on YouTube to get it, or if you got the link somehow from your school in Falconer, or go to the section vny.org site, you can type in or put in Hornell and it'll take you to the links too. There's a couple different ways. Again, I want to thank all our advertisers as usual. Without them, this would not be possible. Oh, nice crossing. Ends up on the top of the goal. Yeah, I say it with the obviously girls soccer, boys soccer, and varsity, JV, and every aspect of these, how much more talented these kids are than they were back in the 80s and stuff. Just over the years, you can just see the progression of these kids. You know, how the sport has gotten so much more interesting and obviously popular as well in New York State, or not in New York State, but in the world. Just an example, you know how what the rain did here. When at game time it was 92 degrees. The rain came through. It's 72 degrees now, so a 20-degree difference. Here from game time until now, obviously the sun is setting as well, but the breeze also helps. But 20 degrees is a lot. Oh, hope she's all right. Yep. It's not the most temperature change I've ever witnessed in person, and that was back in the 90s when I went to San Diego. I'll never forget getting off a plane, and it was 45 degrees. And by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it ended up being close to 90. So it was like a 45-degree change. Just amazing. Wait a minute. Am I seeing that right? I think we do a substitution here. Did Hornell must have taken a player off the field as well, so they only have 11 or 10 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players total on the field, and so doesn't Falconer. I don't think that's a rule you have to. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. I'm not sure in high school JV sports, but Colson centers it. Shoot it. Oh, and there's a takedown. Yep. Good. Nice goes over to her. Make sure she's all right. Nice job. Good sportsmanship. That was Bella Gardner. Again, don't forget girls varsity coming up after this. As some idiot has to drive his truck with the gas pushed down and trying to be cool. That's what that noise was. Oh, nice steal. Oh, nobody to help her. That's where coach got to drive him nuts. That ball was down there enough. Some one of these other girls should have crashed in the box. Gonna take a break. So we'll take a break. 3-0 Hornell.
When it comes to workers' comp, things can change quickly.
The only way to make sure your rights are protected is to have a trusted, committed attorney on your side.
An attorney who has devoted their career to helping injured workers.
Someone to fight for the money and medical benefits you deserve.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
With Kasasa Checking from First Heritage, you can easily earn free cash rewards each month. Choose either Kasasa Cash and earn up to 2.5% APY on your balance, or Kasasa Cash Back and earn up to 4% on your debit card purchases. We'll even refund up to $25 per month of your ATM fees. So, what would you do with your free cash rewards? Maybe put them towards those long-desired home improvements? Hey, they're your free cash rewards. Spend them however you want. Visit fhfcu.org to learn more and open your account today.
So the sun has been creeping back out little by little. Okay. After the water break. I'm surprised they did a water break now because it's only 73 degrees. I thought there was a temperature difference that they had to do it, but maybe not. I'm not sure. Or a temperature, not difference, but a temperature level, you know, where you had to, because it's actually cool now with the breeze too. It feels colder than 70, cooler than 70. We'll be live on Wednesday as well as Hornell boys kick off their season for JV and varsity action. They take on Leroy. Or Leroy. Like, if you've never heard me discuss this before, I remember one of the TV stations out of Rochester came down and interviewed people in Leroy, and they asked them, how is it actually said? And it was funny because I guess there's railroad tracks that go right through this town, and they said, well, this side says Leroy, the other side says Leroy. I couldn't control it. One thing, one thing where you're kind of landlocked here, where this stadium is, this park is built, because obviously there's houses behind me. There's houses you can see, around this whole area. You're basically in downtown, in the city limits here, and a lot of other schools are built outside, and you can see the housing over here. And so they have to make use of every piece of grass and you can see even the front of the school, they lined it for practices. Saw my classmate, Ray Nankaville, doing the lining today. He works for the school district. And they used the baseball stadium, line that as well for practice. And you need obviously turf practice or artificial, or not artificial, but real grass practices on natural grass, just because Hornell doesn't always play on artificial turf, although it's becoming more prevalent in high school to have this because it's a little bit less maintenance. The only thing they do is they have those machines that rake it, because keep the little pellets, the black pellets of rubber, all evened out in sand. Getting under 10 minutes now. Did somebody get hurt? Clock is still ticking, whatever the reason is there. That's where you don't want to let the ball bounce. You want to settle it if you can when it hits the ground, because it just went out of bounds, unfortunately. Again, if you're looking for varsity action, it'll be about 15 minutes after this game ends, because we did have a weather delay. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think there's any overtime in JV soccer. It's something that I am huge in favor of, especially in basketball as well, junior varsity, especially when there's a varsity game, waiting, because they used to play, and I think they still do overtimes in JV basketball, but it's just delay, especially for these teams that, like Falconer or whoever, have to travel to so long to get here. And I actually love the idea, that Hornell did play there last year, and now they're playing here this year. It's nice to play teams along the Interstate 86 corridor, even if they're not in our section. Who would have thought that I might need a coat tonight after it was 92 degrees at game time? Actually, I'm just kidding, but with a 20-degree temperature change here. She's coming way out, which is a good job. She knows this game. I'm telling you, that's just a great job, because she knows she's basically going to have to be like an extra fielder. Even though she's in the defender area, but just to get that ball up quicker if they want to have any kind of chance of scoring here. And now you hit it over. Oh, she's been amazing. Oh. Centered. That's a new goalkeeper in there. That's got to be Addie Schmidt. Nice job. Jeez. I wish they were, I could pay more attention to Falconer. She's been amazing today. Goalkeeper. Said I don't have their roster because this was a last minute thing and trying to get set up in time and to do JVs. So that's it. That's your final 3-0 JVs. Again, like I said, we will be back for varsity, but we will shut down the stream and bring you back a different stream, a new stream for the varsity. Just come right back to Peisch Sports on YouTube for that. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.